Next, I want to quickly talk about one-tail versus two-tail test. Well, if past research, that is, if there's strong evidence in the past research or theory, okay, to suggest the sign of the coefficient, then a one-tail test is used, and H0 is now rejected when Z is in the expected tail, And we have a lot of cases like that. For example, age has a positive effect on negative health, because usually health is coded, from low to high for having, excellent health to very poor health. So, positive outcome, depending on how, this positivity is defined, right? When we say positive in health, actually, it is bad, right? Bad outcome. So let's say bad health outcomes tend to code it with high values, right? Having diabetes, 1, not having diabetes, 0, and having poor health, 1, having excellent health or good health is 0, etc. Okay, so let's say for one-tail test, there are two possibilities for one-tail test. First is, I believe that having education, for example, okay, can have a positive effect on health. Therefore, I can divide the p-value greater than the absolute value, of a z statistic by 2, okay, and conclude, something. And you can see examples in our lab guide. Another, possibility for one-tail test, that is, I believe that age can only have a negative effect on health. Okay, only have a negative on health. Therefore, I also divide the p-value greater than the absolute value of this statistic by 2 and conclude. Again, examples, see our lab guide. So for the first example, okay, if the alternative hypothesis, let's say, is what? Education has a positive effect, then now going to be what? Either equal or smaller. Equal or smaller. Okay? So equal or smaller. Okay? So where's the critical region? Well, the critical region actually is on the positive side, the positive tail. Positive tail. Okay, so if the critical value falls into that positive tail, then we can reject it now. And for the second case, if I believe age can only have a negative effect on health, well, that's my alternative, and now is going to be what? Positive. Then if the test statistic falls into the negative region, that is the negative tail, then now can be rejected. And here, when I say p greater than, the absolute value of z statistics divided by 2, here I'm talking about the results in the R output. So we have a column for the p-value. All right. And if you see the p, the calculated p, let's say, is let's say 0.08, then you should divide that value by 2. You get 0.04. And if the conventional level is 0.05, then clearly the calculated p is smaller than the conventional value, and we can reject it now. Okay.